Hello guys, so welcome back to the SQL section of data engineering with animation. I'm back with another important interview question for big companies, SQL question for big companies, and the question is consecutive numbers. It is also rated as medium in the SQL lead code complexity level. So let's jump to the question. So the question has only one table known as logs and it has only two columns, ID and num. In SQL, ID is the primary key for the table and ID is an auto increment. An auto increment column is column which gets its value updated after every entry by itself. You don't have to provide the value for that column. So see, this is the table. Find all the number that appear at least 3 times consecutively. So a good confusing question and good question for interviews, and it has been asked in many times in MAANG companies also, in other bigger companies also, in Big Four also. So yeah, the three consecutive 3 times. How can you find it? See, there the one is repeating 3 times consecutively, so one is the output. Here two is also appearing 3 times, but it is not consecutive, hence it is not considered in the output of this table. So how to do that? Now this is a classic case of self join where you will have to join the same table thrice, like logs L1 inner join logs L2, and where you will join on L2 dot id is equals to L1 dot id plus 1. Okay, so basically you have to check first these two column. If these two matches, then this two column again. So id would be matching like this, right? L2 dot id means if id is to L2 is the second table, so id becomes 2 and the first id would be L1 dot id plus 1. So we are trying to get somehow match these two rows. So as it is auto increment table, so id would be 1 and 2, so we are adding 1 to the first id just to get 2 equated with 2. Okay, again inner join logs L3, then on, not this time, L3 dot id is equals to L2 dot id plus 1. Done. Now this time, this for this 2 to become 3 and equate with these two and equate these two rows, we are doing L2 plus 1 means L2 dot id plus 1. And what is the condition that you have to check? Where L1 dot num is equals to L2 dot num, okay, and L2 dot num is equals to L3 dot num. Okay, first joining these two rows, checking if one is equals to one, done. Then joining these two rows, checking one is equals to one, so means all three are consecutive. And you have to select L1 dot num as consecutive num. So I will just copy paste to save some time or syntax error basically. Okay, so this is done. I will run this and check if my answer is correct or not. And see, it is correct. So we have got our answer. A great case for learning self join in the interviews. You are joining this table thrice. Okay, means with first first table is considered as L1, second table considered L2, and third table consider it as L3. And to now now the tables generally join when the columns are same value, right? When the columns are equal or you give column condition. So to make that, we are doing that L1 dot id plus 1 and then L2 dot id plus 1, and we are just checking if all the number corresponding to that IDs are equal or not. So I hope you would have understood this question, a nice example for your interviews. So keep practicing, keep learning, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, goodbye.